Hey everyone, hope you guys are having a good afternoon. This is JustIn, and we have a couple things that we need to talk about that are urgent and important. So this is going to be a pretty short one. Obviously, I can't do this without some shameless promotion, so let me just knock that out really quick, just so y'all are aware of the things if you aren't already, if you're new here. So the first thing I want to talk about, for those of y'all who don't know, I have a podcast. It's called 50 Words for Murder. A lot of the interviews and stuff I do, not necessarily these shows yet, get rolled over onto a podcast. So if you want to take it on the go, you can. JustInOnTikTok.com. That's how you get to it. And I'll take you to Spotify, but it's available anywhere that podcasts are. The next thing I want to talk about real quick is the fact that I wrote this book, Boundaries. This book is basically for anybody who is no contact, limited contact with a family member and need a way to explain it to your children in a way that's easy to understand and doesn't vilify that person. It then goes into teach the importance of boundaries. So it's still important, even if you're not part of that 26% of millennials and Gen Z who are no contact with a parent. And this real quick, lastly, surprise are okay, secrets are not. This book I cannot stress enough. I wrote this to be a tool for parents to have to basically help teach your kids that adults should not be asking them to keep secrets and to speak up when that happens with a trusted adult. There's even a Q&A at the end to open up a dialogue with your kid. Basically, the first book, both books say that they're for 4 to 8, but I'm going to be real honest with you. I've had people buy Boundaries as adults and get the feedback that it helps them. And this one, even though it says 4 to 8, I wrote to go all the way up to tweens. Now, the absolute last thing I want to talk about is if you're new here, definitely make sure to smash that subscribe button. Join us here regularly, get notified, all that kind of stuff. Now, let's get into it because there's a lot of stuff we need to chat about. I'm going to go first and talk about this. There's an Amber Alert out there. This Amber Alert is urgent. And there is so much more to it than just an abducted child. Not that that's to trivialize it. So basically right here, this is Elias Hulazar, and this is his 1-year-old son, Roman. This apparently happened yesterday, but what happened was this individual went to his ex-girlfriend's school, and this is in Central Washington, and took her life outside of the school. From there, he went on the run. Police executed a search warrant for his home, and when they got there, they found another body who I believe was his wife. Now, That's still not all. Apparently, Elias here was due in court today for the R, or yesterday or today, for the R of a 16-year-old girl. He was charged with second-degree R, and he was charged with basically giving alcohol to a minor. Then he was having third-degree R charges pending against him for a relationship that he was having with a 17-year-old girl. Apparently, she is 17 now, but he had been having this relationship for years. They didn't specify how many years, but it doesn't matter. It's gross. Don't do that. So this guy's a big problem. He is also armed. He is considered to be dangerous. He is known to be in the silver 2009 Toyota Corolla, license plate CBZ 4745. I've heard reports or seen people say, maybe not reports, but I've seen people say that he might have switched to a black sedan. I've heard Toyota. I've heard Nissan. But then at some point, law enforcement had said that, but then they walked it back. So as far as I know, the silver Corolla is the most recent. Now, this Amber Alert has been issued in Oregon and Washington. He is believed to be heading south. He was seen at the Plaid Pantry in Portland, Oregon, and it's believed that he could be trying to get to Mexico. So if you are any of these states, anywhere nearby, any surrounding, so we're talking obviously Washington, Oregon, Idaho, Nevada, however you want to say it. I don't know the right way. California, Arizona, New Mexico, any of these states that he could be possibly going through, please be on the lookout. It's a very, generic car, a silver Corolla. There's a ton of them on the road. They run forever, but it would have Washington plates. So please try to keep an eye out for it. Now, if you want to share this banner, or the Amber Alert, I should say, what I have up here, let me pull this up real quick. I want to put this down. You can go to my Instagram, which is also JustIn on TikTok, and you can pull this off there. I put it there so y'all could just screenshot it and share it wherever you need. I do want to show this. This is the headline that we have. This basically summarizes everything that I just said in a moment. So this guy is dangerous on so many levels. He's a predator. He's, a murderer. He's now a kidnapper. He's also an ex-cop. I don't know if I mentioned that. He is an ex-cop, apparently a school cop. So he needs to be found. He needs to be found quickly before something happens to one-year-old Roman. So please, please, please get this out there. Okay? Please. Now, here's something else I want to talk about, and I should give y'all a little bit of a trigger warning on this. The picture I'm going to show you is blurred. I was reached out earlier today about this. I posted a video on TikTok, but I want to talk about it here. I am going to have the mom of this individual that I'm about to show you on tomorrow here on YouTube. Okay? So I'm just going to put this up here. Here's your trigger warning. This is blurred. I've seen the non-blurry ones as well. It's supposed to be blurry. The red is blood. This is a 14-year-old girl, a freshman. Okay? I'm not going to tell you her name because that's not relevant. She's from Franklin, Kentucky, Simpson County School District. She was riding the bus, and another student, well, let me back up. She was riding the school bus home, playing on her phone. She has autism. I think that's relevant. Playing on her phone, not doing anything, and a girl comes up and brutally attacks her. That is blood. Now, on TikTok, you can become a subscriber. For here on YouTube, I'm going to figure out a way to get subscribers onto the Discord as well. I just haven't gotten there yet. I'm hoping to in the next few days. But you can see the pictures there that are not blurry. But what happened was apparently another girl came up behind her and started beating her in the head with a tumbler. Then the bus driver has her get off the bus and walk home with a massive head injury. Little girl was taken to the hospital for a concussion and for obviously stitches. Let me show you what that looked like. Obvious stitches. The girl is shaken up. She's not at school today for obvious reasons. The school has met with the parents. Police report has been taken. We're trying to get the story out there. Some local news sources are starting to pick it up. But we have a problem now with the girl that committed the attack, who I don't know how old she is. I don't know the details. We'll find that out tomorrow because I'm going to have the mom on here. So make sure to subscribe, and I will get that set up here in the next few hours before I go to bed tonight to let y'all know that you can register for that so that you don't miss it, because we're going to learn a lot more details. But the bus driver also is a problem. You don't take a child with a severe head injury and have them walk home. This child needed medical attention. She needed an ambulance called, and that's what should have happened. And she didn't. But again, this isn't over, because the individual who attacked her posted this on social media, bragging about what she did. Look in the tumbler, the big dent in it. I beat her with this. That's admission of guilt. That's admission of guilt. This was a brutal attack, unnecessary, unprovoked. And had it even been provoked, which my understanding is it wasn't, that is still uncalled for. It's a kid with autism. It's a neurodivergent kid. Attacking special needs, attacking any kid is bad, but attacking the special needs kids, that's a whole different level of just absolute garbage human being behavior. Because whoever did this girl, she knows right from wrong. There was no point in doing this. Now, anyways, this is just horrible. We're going to have more information tomorrow, probably around 9:30 p.m. Central here. So you'll be able to watch it later if you need to. The other thing that I want to talk about, which I have talked about in lives, but I've not talked about it here on YouTube. And this one is going to disgust. It should disgust everybody, actually. And there's a few things we're going to talk about. I'm not going to throw up any images for this yet, but this individual's mom is going to be on with me tonight at 9:30. So you can go to my live section and you'll see the notification. But basically, a second grader, Franklin Township, Indiana, which is south of Indianapolis, there was a 7-year-old girl. This is not on the news at all. There's a 7-year-old girl, and on Valentine's Day, this student's second grade class had a pizza party from Little Caesars. The teacher had her neighbor and his wife, I believe, a 65-year-old man, come into the classroom to bring the pizza. Now, as I understand it in Indiana, is that you're not allowed to just have somebody come in. You have to be registered with the front office. You know, this is not the days it used to be where anybody could come into school. So you have to be vetted. You have to be able to be there. And the teacher let this guy in, you know, through the side door, whatever, to bring the pizza in. Well, apparently, once it was all said and done, all over, etc., the teacher had the kids line up for hugs and kisses, which is weird, and it's grooming, in my opinion. Okay. Well, this one little girl, 7-year-old, guy goes in, 65-year-old man, goes to kiss her. She turns her head. He kisses her chin. She feels violated. She goes to the bathroom, scrubs it with those brown, cheap paper towels till she's all red. Mom picks her up from school. She's in the car. Mom, something happened today. Let me tell you what happened. She spoke up. She used her voice. She said she didn't like it. She told her mom what happened. Mom went to the school, met with the teacher, met with the principal. The teacher brushed it off, from what I understand. The girl decided to switch classes. They let her do that. Bearing in mind, this is the end of the school year, and these are all the kids that she's been friends with. Now, apparently, also, after this happened, all these girls got together, these second grade girls, talking about how creepy this was and how it made them feel. but this one individual is the only one who has spoke up. And the school, in my opinion, based on what I've been told, seems to be punishing her for speaking up. When people ask her, other students ask her why she moved class, she's willing to share her story because it's not her fault. What happened to her, not her fault. And the school says you can't talk about it. If you want to talk about it with somebody, come talk about it with one of the administrators. We don't want you sharing this story. So basically, what you're telling me, what I'm hearing, is that you're telling kids to keep a secret. Adults are asking kids to keep a secret. I know that's kind of a shameless plug by me holding up the book, but that's what it is. But this little girl used her voice, and I'm so proud of her, and I'm so proud of her mom for listening and validating her. Now, they called the police to do a report. The police said that it was a he said, she said thing, and they're not taking it seriously. 65-year-old man kisses a 7-year-old girl, and that's not taken seriously. You always believe the victim. Why would this kid lie about it? Why would you not go interview the other girls in the class who were saying the same thing? Now, this mom has gotten in touch with another one of the parents, and they're talking about it, and I don't believe that one was kissed. I'll get more details. We'll have those details tonight, actually, on the thing. But it is grooming, and it's not only grooming, it's keeping a secret for when these bad things happen, and that is the exact opposite that we need to be teaching our children. Children should feel safe in schools. We already know that there's a problem with firearm violence in schools, and they have drills for that and everything else. So you have that. They don't need to have the threat of being SA'd, assaulted, battery in school. Like both of these kids, one kid on the school bus gets beaten for no reason. And even if there was a quote unquote reason, there's still no reason to harm somebody that way. Another little girl, a second grader, is being kissed by a 65-year-old man. And by the way, the man is a veteran. Apparently he goes by Mr. Rick. They said, and the little girl said to her mom, I don't understand. Mr. Rick is a veteran. He's got all these awards and medals. Why would he do this? He's supposed to be a good guy. She's 7 years old. These are the questions she's asking. This is not what we need for our children. So I see somebody asking, this is in Franklin Township, Indiana. It's on the boards. Mom is going to be on tonight at 9:30 p.m. Central Time, and we're going to be talking about this. And if you're going to be in bed or you're asleep or whatever, you'll be able to catch it on the replay because it will be there. But like, why can't we just let our kids be kids, right? I mean, every one of these incidents that I've talked about today have involved a school, from the ex-police officer who took the life of his ex-girlfriend at an elementary school in front of all the kids and teachers while they were coming out, to this girl who was beaten on the bus in Kentucky, Franklin, Kentucky, with a tumbler, had to get all these stitches, to a little girl who's being kissed by a grown-ass man in second grade and then being told to be quiet. I'm glad this girl's not quiet. I'm glad that she's using her voice. I'm glad that she's speaking up. And that is what you need to teach every single one. Every single one of your kids. Every parent needs to be doing that. Teachers too. If you're a teacher, have this discussion with your kids because you never know. It's simple. You don't have to go into detail on it. If somebody's making you feel uncomfortable, tell a trusted adult. And the key word I use, even in my book, is trusted adult, because sometimes the family are the people that you can't touch. Sometimes the teacher you think is not somebody you can touch. Trust. Hopefully not touch. So teach your kids not to keep secrets, especially for adults. Anyways, speaking of kids, I got to go pick mine up. I wanted to come on. This is a very short live that we're doing right here. But I want to wrap it up. Keep your kids safe. This is terrible. I'll see you guys tonight around 9:30 Central. If you'd like to order either of the books, Boundaries or Surprises Are Okay, Secrets Are Not, you can go to justinontiktok.com or to the link in my bio. Sorry, link at TikTok shop. Use the same link in bio, and you can get them there. Anyways, I appreciate you guys tuning in. Hit that sub button, and I will see you guys again in a few hours. Bye, everyone.